Come on. Dave, have you frozen? No, you just look. You're very good at staying still. That is impressive.
It's a talent.
I don't have any talent. There we go. Right. Okay. That is
You've
fine.
got a space background. There you go.
That is going to record there. The clock starting. Right. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we try and do this again. 3 men on a mission to bring you the latest news, information, and excitement from around the world of entertainment, film, and comic books. These 3 men are now and forever known as the boys from Bossk. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our latest episode. Gentlemen, welcome back. How are you?
Hello.
Should I call you things like filthy animals? That's what you. Hello, you filthy animals. How are you?
That's not.
Oh, hello.
You know what's going on with Meghan Markle. That's not nice.
How are you guys? I'm all right. I'm well.
Yeah, we don't need to talk about Meghan Markle today. This is about the world of entertainment. I have a special show where we can talk about the royal family all day long, but not this
You
one.
can.
What I want to know, what I want to know is what's going on in the world of entertainment. Very quiet week. Loads of Zack Snyder stories all the time. I do hope for Zack Snyder's sake that, this Justice League, which is 4 hours long, is as good as he's promising. Because, a lot of fans begged for it. I hope, are you boys excited?
I mean, I'm just glad they've broken it up into chapters.
Yeah. But
I'm a little bit excited because, I like my DC.
Mm. But they've only broken it up into chapters in the sense that, like, each hour's got its separate name. But it's all meant to be watched.
But that's what I mean. It's nice because you could. Yeah, well, that's not going to fucking happen, is it? I'm going to watch one little bit, fuck off, and then come back.
So you can pause it and come back for another time.
Yeah, exactly.
So I just want it to be good for Zack Snyder. Zack Snyder is a guy who I don't think he's got any films that I've watched of his which I've been like, I want to watch that again. Really, like a lot. I can't think of many films that he's got that have done that. I may have enjoyed them and watched them once.
I watched Watchmen a couple of days ago.
Yeah, is it still? Does it stand up?
It's all right. I'd just rather read the graphic novel.
And then there was what's that other film? One about the girl and he's Sucker Punch.
Oh, that's so depressing.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Is that the one when they're in the mental hospital?
Yeah, and they're getting abused, and then they go into a thing that they're just. Oh god, no!
I thought I was in a mental hospital after that film.
Oh.
And Zack Snyder's like, look, I don't want to start slagging him off again. I spent too much time of his career slagging him off. He's done the impossible, what we thought was impossible. He brought Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, The Flash, it all into the same film, and Cyborg. Nobody's done that before. I'll give him credit for that. And actually, visually, he never lets us down visually in terms of
it's amazing. Yeah,
it's just the actual stories are always like, Martha. What?
Well, I read that apparently the Ultimate Collection of Batman versus Superman is a lot better. Apparently, it helps it. So I'm actually going to get it. Yeah, apparently, there's a few people been putting up things that there's 15 minutes of new footage in it, and apparently it helps.
No, Dave, have you watched it? I've watched the ultimate version of that, and I'm pretty sure I watched the ultimate version. Batman versus Superman.
Oh,
no, it's the
one he kills
Batman
Superman
versus. Yeah.
Yeah.
All it does is it adds in a
I
bit
fell asleep
more
twice
about
trying to watch that.
You can always tell when it's bad if Dave falls asleep. So it's wrong.
I'm a good sleeper for movies. Movies put me to sleep. They're bad. They're bad. No
what else is there with the Justice League? They've got that. They've put out a few new clips of Steppenwolf fighting people. I still don't know how we're getting hold of it in the UK. They haven't announced.
It's going to be on every pay-per-view.
Oh, is it?
Okay.
Just going to be on everything, is it?
Yeah.
Are they charging because it's not getting a cinema release, is it? So are they
No,
charging?
it's gonna be
price?
your £20 premium price probably.
And is that rental or buy? Do you know?
Rent.
Mother. I hope it's good.
It's gonna be £5 an hour, isn't it?
I'm gonna have to buy. I'm gonna have to invest in it, right? And that's a good 20 quid, right?
Yeah.
It better be good, especially if it's a 20 quid for a rental. Having a laugh, but
Well, I do Disney films £20 to rent.
do you know what I've noticed about the Disney films though, right? This is the second time they've done a premium rate, right? They didn't do it on Soul. What is it with Asian films? They did it on Mulan. It was £20. They're doing it on this Raya, which is Southeast Asian. Haven't done it on anything else. I hope this didn't turn into a pan. Because Soul was free. And they only seem to do it
I
on
was reading earlier that Disney are going to start pumping out more movies on the premium channel.
They're going to have to, especially with the COVID.
Rather than the cinema. No, they said COVID or not, they're going to pump it out.
Oh, well, yeah.
Because it's been doing so well.
If you've got a film that isn't going to particularly do well in the box office, you can
I actually think they're going to do a premium actual channel. And that's what they plan to do. Because Disney like to make money.
Do you know what?
So you pay £100 a year, you probably get like 10 films.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
Yes, you would.
Because
you like buying everything. You buy everything, Curtis. Every channel.
Yeah, you got it all, mate.
And then you go, I'm skinned.
I've never said I'm skinned. I'm just like, I don't know. I'm like, that £100 a year for 10 films doesn't seem like a good deal to me. Especially if you consider if they're going to be putting them into cinema as well.
No, they're not going to put them into cinema.
No, I wouldn't do it. Not for that much money. And having Disney Plus as well.
I don't know, Curtis. I don't work there.
You're the one who mentioned it. Don't you do your research?
I just read it on the interweb.
On the internet.
No, it'll be interesting to see. I'm not like, I haven't paid for Raya yet. I'm probably going to do it at some point during the week when I've got the time. But I still haven't paid for Wonder Woman. Still haven't paid for the Justice League. Might be the first one I actually put that money down for. Actually, I did get warped into paying for Mulan.
Why?
Which put me off it completely because Mulan was so... It wasn't it was an enjoyable film, but I hadn't seen the original. I'd never seen the original animated. So I had no idea of what the difference was, but it looked pretty spectacular. And I watched it, I was like,
Eddie Murphy.
No, that's not the problem with the live action. Have you seen the actual live action? It's not. It's just. It's not. No, it's just they get rid of all the magic. So they say they're not going to have the dragon in it because it's magic or whatever, right? And it's a bit too much. But then they keep mentioning their chi, which is like the Force. Why get rid of the dragon? Yeah, £20, a bit too much.
But you did it.
Now
well done, you.
Well, it put me off. It put me off putting money down again, and I haven't since for anything premium.
Maybe you should wait for ratings.
No, because ratings are always terrible, aren't they? Ratings are just, half the time it's just people being vicious. And the other half of the time is people doing it purely for money, and you can't get an honest rating out of people because it's like...
Well, like that. What's his name? Paul Commode.
Yeah. It's
He's
like
terrible.
Everybody said the
Terrible
live action Aladdin was... They said the live action Aladdin was shit. I quite enjoyed that.
I think sometimes they put too high a pedestal on some of these things, don't they? Like,
I think
chill
it's
out.
what the companies pay for them.
Yeah.
Well, just so our audience knows...
Here's 10 grand. Pay. Give me a good rating today.
Just so our audience knows, nobody pays for us. All right? We don't come cheap. And we're completely honest, aren't we, chaps?
So cheap.
We do not
live in a wooden
cheap.
shack.
If only. I'd love to live in a wooden shack. Right, so what's the other film? Space Jam. Right, I've heard. Have you guys heard all the stories to do with that? I've heard a few, but not.
Yeah.
I heard that Pepe Le Pew got axed.
And Lola Bunny is not a 40 anymore.
He's no longer a Lola.
Well, Pepe Le Pew, I kind of understand. I mean, so any
Why? Because he was a
advert
sleazy Frenchman.
yeah,
Oh,
and about
Curtis,
5
come
steps
here, my
away.
petty.
No, if I'm right, he was a skunk
That fancy
that
cat
was
with paint on his back.
constantly, it was constantly trying to
Bit of
hump a cat.
bit of a Johnny Bravo.
Yeah.
So I can't. I'm not going to be bad.
He's part of the
Yeah.
Me Too gang, you know.
Yeah, not having him there is not necessarily a bad thing. I think it's
Also, who knows him? No one remembers him really. I don't think it's that big a.
No.
You know what I mean?
He's not.
I think he
Daffy
was.
Duck or
Was he
Bugs
in the
Bunny, is he?
original? Was he?
Yeah,
in the
he
original
was.
Space
Yeah,
Jam?
yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's probably where the problem is. And any changes they make are always going to kick people off. Now, what's this I hear about boobs, sir?
What?
Boobs. Missing.
No, well,
missing
basically, they've just changed the sort of body shape of Lola Bunny, and people are getting upset about it. And I'm just like, how old are you? Like, literally, grow up, man. Like, they've just made her just a bit more androgynous. I feel not as womanly, you know.
I think
I think it's just people being absolutely childish about it.
Right, I've got
like,
this story
get over it, man. Like,
I've got some of the comments here. There's one guy
like it was on CNN. Like, what is that? Why is that on the news? Surely there's more important things to be talking about.
Really, you don't want the original associated with any sort of inappropriateness, because the original film, the soundtrack had R. Kelly on it, didn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean that's already in dodgy territory, isn't it?
Yeah, Pepe had to go, man. He had to make him a rapist. He had to go. It's not even. Oh, and also, do you know what I mean? It's like that's me beeping. Unfortunately, everything's going wrong here today, but there's not much I can do about it. So just enjoy it. Pretend it's some of the background music for the moment, and we'll see how it goes. What else is there? So there's all that with Space Jam. Space Jam's another Warner Brothers one, which I'll be changing. Will you guys put up the £20 for that one?
No,
because that'll be coming out on the Warner Brothers or HBO Max. And what else is there? Let's see.
We will never pay £20, Curtis. Only you will.
Oh, you will, Dave. There'll be something that makes you want to pay £20, and I think it'll be Fast and Furious. So don't even go there with me. I know you'll be there front row with your poster and your Vin Diesel underwear prints. So don't even.
Only if they're all naked.
You'll be there. I just know you will. Now, another thing about the Justice League film, right? If any of you been a fan of Deathstroke, the character,
he seems to be in everything.
To Deadpool.
He seems to be in everything at the moment because he was in Titans, wasn't he? And now he's popping up in. What else is he popping up in? I say everything. I can remember one thing.
I can remember.
Wait a minute. He was an Arrow, wasn't he?
Oh, the Arrow.
He was an Arrow as well.
He's going to be in Justice League.
Yeah, he's all right. He's a good character. But
he's all right. I just can't take him seriously. Sounds like a porn star, Deathstroke. I don't know. It's just it doesn't. Although it sounds like a threatening name, like it's death and stroke, it still sounds like a porn star.
Or he creeps up behind you and just.
I don't know. It's just me. But yeah, apparently he's going to be front and center in Justice League as well. So that should be something to look forward to as we move forward. Right, okay, so what else is there? Right, me and Dave, we watched Coming to America. Is everybody, I assume everybody's seen the original.
Yeah, I mean, I saw it years ago. The only thing I remember is the Big Mick, the sort of piss take of the Big Mac. That's all I really remember.
McDonald's.
McDougal's.
McDougal's or McDonald's?
It's McDougal's.
Look, I wasn't expecting it to be very good. It literally has a who's who of
everybody's in it, aren't they?
Yeah, everybody's in it, and a lot of people in the UK might not even know at all in terms of comedians, but there's a lot of people in it who you would know. So Wesley Snipes is in there. Obviously, all the old cast for Senior Hall's in there. Let's see. Let me get the cast up. Yep. So our Senior Hall. Boop, boop, boop.
Tracy Morgan,
Leslie Jones, Tracy Morgan, James Earl Jones obviously comes back. John Amos, Bella Murphy. There's a lot of people that you just won't know, and there's a few people that turn up from the original film who are nice, like pop-up characters. But as a movie overall, I thought it was quite funny.
I was laughing.
They stay away from the bad jokes. Well, the riskier
I also drunk
jokes.
a lot of beer.
And I'd say Wesley Snipes, he should do a bit more comedy because I think he was really good in this.
Well, he was very much like his Demolition Man character,
but crazier.
Yeah,
his Demolition Man character with a bit of a better sense of humor. Like he's not going to tell a joke and then you die.
Yeah.
So I would highly recommend this film.
But he's portrayed on it as a out and out killer, isn't he? But he doesn't kill anyone.
No, he doesn't kill anybody. The cast is superb, especially the kids. And like nearly everybody from the original film pops up. Even the barber shop guys are in it, who are basically all Arsenio and Eddie Murphy.
That all should be dead.
Yeah, they should be 108, shouldn't they?
Yeah, they should all be dead, but they look exactly the same.
But they're still cutting hair, looking the same. It's all right. Well, they might have actually been ghosts. You never know. And like I said, I think it's a really, really good film. And I was quite surprised they were able to get everybody back that I can remember from the original film, apart from Samuel.
Because they haven't worked.
I thought Samuel was going to pop up at some point, but he did not. But even Morgan Freeman he pops up in this, and he's not even in the original film.
No.
So no, I'd highly recommend it. I think you'll be all right. Have a couple of beers first, and don't have high expectations, and I think you'll be all right watching it.
Drink 10 and then start watching, and then carry on drinking. And this is very funny. You just laugh at everything.
I think it's funny. I think it's probably. I don't want to use a phrase like the funniest comedy I've seen all year because we're only in January, February, March.
I reckon it'd be really funny if you were stoned.
Yeah, that looks like the case.
It's a proper stoners film, I think it is.
A bit like Bill and Ted.
Yeah, no, got the last one.
Not the last one.
That didn't happen. That was top of my worst 10 of 10.
Really? I actually never saw that one, but you know, it couldn't have been that bad.
Well, you can buy it on DVD for £20, Curtis. You like spending £20.
Gonna keep riding me like a donkey. Okay. Let's see what else is there.
You see that apparently Ewan McGregor's going to be having a recurring role in that Cassian Andor show.
Oh yeah, I noticed that the other day.
Will that make any sense? What is like Cassian gonna go out and find him?
Well, it's pre-Rogue One, isn't it?
Yeah, but that's what I mean. He's on Tatooine from the end of.
Well, we don't know that he stays on planet the whole time.
Okay.
He might not. Maybe he sort of comes back as Luke gets older, and he sort of develops his abilities. So then he sort of pops in every now and then, goes on little adventures. You know, maybe gets caught up in shit that he's not meant to. You know, he could be in the cantina and Cassian Andor comes in and. You know,
well, the new TV series is in between, isn't it? A new
Hope. Yeah.
So that might give you a better story to each part of the film series.
I don't spoil.
That's coming out after,
just
isn't it?
For the
is
use.
that coming out after Obi-Wan?
What Andor? I think Andor's coming out before because I know that was already in production.
Because that's bit I saw some filming of that quite a while back. So. Ewan McGregor's doing his training now, isn't he? Oh, you know what they're probably going to do? They're probably going to do it the same way they did Ahsoka. So you know how Ahsoka sort of had like a sort of guest spot, almost like a backdoor pilot, almost, wasn't it? So maybe what's going to happen is they do the same thing with Obi-Wan. So maybe his story.
They go back to a backlog.
Yeah, so like his story will start in Cassian, and then it will evolve from there. So that it's not just a cold start.
Yeah.
Because they seem to like these warm starts, don't they? Like, have a character be in here and then go forth, like they were going to do with that Rangers show, weren't they? They were going to have, old crazy woman who's been fired. She was like going to be in that, wasn't she? So I think what they're
crazy woman.
Yeah.
I was trying to think of who you were saying there, and I was like, oh,
can't remember her name now.
Already,
Dune, wasn't it?
Cara Dune. What was it? What's her real name?
Crazy woman.
What's Cara Dune's real name, Curtis?
I know, the angry, shouty woman. Yeah.
Angry
Gina
McPherson.
Carano. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
Well,
Anyway, so
Henry Cavill's ex-girlfriend, by the way. Carry
on. Yeah. So I think, they're going to do it that way. I think that will make sense.
No, I'll be looking forward to it. I think so far, in terms of product, Disney's put out some mostly pretty decent stuff. And the Star Wars stuff, as long as they don't start putting it on premium, I'm there for it. It looks like it's good. It looks like it's going to be exciting. And the best is yet to come, because you've got that Andor, you've got the Rebels, the Rangers of the New Republic coming still.
Yeah, and they're going to have Hera from Rebels in that, apparently.
And they haven't even started all the stuff from the High Republic yet, which I think they've got one coming out for that. So am I G'd up for that? Absolutely. I'm there for that for Disney. I still haven't watched much on Disney Star because there's so much missing. But it's all looking good.
I don't think I've watched anything on that apart from Big Sky.
No, Big Sky is good, and Hellstrom's good. To watch. It's not a great show.
I watched the
Solar
first 2
Opposites.
episodes of that, and then
Solar Opposites. All I hear is more Rick and Morty, because it's exactly the same guys who did Rick and Morty, and it's like it's just Rick and Morty, but they're actual aliens.
I forgot about that. I did watch the first 2 episodes of that.
And I watched a bit of Family Guy, but outside of that, there hasn't been much to watch on. Well, I watched Independence Day and the sequel.
Yeah.
Well, they're not really advertising it now, are they? They advertised the launch, and that was it.
I think they're waiting because
on this week.
Well, I'm still surprised they haven't put Indiana Jones on there. Indiana Jones, like I'd watch all of those again if they slapped them up there, but they still haven't put any Indiana Jones on there. On there to watch.
As long as you watch the Shia LaBeouf one first.
I don't look. Leave shit. It's not his fault. All right. What's your name, kid? Mutt. Mutt. Your name's Mutt. Oh, no, that was so bad. I felt so sorry for Shia. He should have been a new Tom Cruise.
He has that energy.
Crazy.
I see that. Yeah. I see that. He has that crazy energy that Tom Cruise had when he was young. Yeah, man. That would have been. Yeah, but he went too far down the rabbit hole, man. There was no coming back for him when he was doing all that Do It stuff and crazy art installations. And yeah, mate, he
lost the plot.
Have you guys seen the clip of the filming for Love and Thunder? Because what's her name? Natalie Portman. A few people have been freaking out because she's
heard that she flies or something, doesn't she?
She does, but she's beefed up a bit for it, and people are like, "Oh my god!" Like she's got. I think it's just the angle of the shot, but it looks like she's proper beefy. Like if she punched you, she would knock you the fuck out.
Bad thing.
But yeah, she's beefed up for it and proper, and that's freaked out a few of the fanboys. But I think it only makes sense as she's about to become Lady Thor, or whatever that actually entails.
That's going to be cool. I can't wait because that was cool in the comics, man. And also I hope they don't kill Thor. I hope they make him sort of unworthy or like a washed up like kind of dude for a little bit. You know.
I think they won't get rid of him. I think as long as what's his name's happy to do it, I think they'll keep doing it. He's a god. He can live forever. They'll just keep giving him the money to do it. And he's after Men in Black International. I'm sure he's perfectly happy to be receiving the money from Disney, because that film could have done with some Snyder love or somebody to love it, because that did not do well. So I don't.
bulked up a bit.
Right. So I'm watching this video, of
Yeah.
Natalie Portman,
Yeah.
and she's
Yeah,
like
bulked
all
up a little bit.
yeah, and she's like convulsing, like she's in some kind of like she's receiving some kind of power or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe instead of her becoming the god of thunder, do you reckon because where she is where Odin died? Yeah. Do you reckon she becomes like the new All-Father rather than becoming Thor? You know what I mean? So you still have Thor, but then you have a more powerful, you have, the ultimate Asgardian, which is her, which would make sense because it was in that location and stuff.
Right, I've said it before. Why are you writing, man? You need to put pen to paper.
Just say like from the way it looks, it's like if she was just going to be Thor, she'd just lift up the hammer and be Thor, wouldn't she? You know, or maybe she picks up the remnants there or something. I don't know. Maybe that's it. Again, I just love guessing. It's so much fun to guess at this stuff. Do you know what I mean?
You're gonna love the second part of the show when we get on to WandaVision, because my God, the final episode came out and that had a lot of guessing in it.
I'm still guessing now.
I'm still guessing, yeah.
But people just got wrong. But I have theories and I have ideas, and I think everybody should be really quite happy. But we'll come back to that in a bit, because let's save that for later. But we'll come back to that in a bit more. Right. So, in terms of now, I've got to remember what else we were going to talk about. Right now, I have made a purchase this month of
£20.
Watch Dogs. No, I bought Watch Dogs, which I'm going to sit down and play at some point in the next couple of weeks. What games are you guys playing?
Nothing. I'm working.
I downloaded the second expansion pack for Pokemon Sword and Shield.
Oh God, I haven't played that. I've actually got to warm up my Switch.
So yeah, and I've been playing. Yeah, that's it. That's all I've been playing actually, because I completed my games I was playing on my PlayStation. Oh, I've been playing. Do you remember Red Alert Command and Conquer?
Yes.
I was playing Red Alert 2 because I downloaded it off stream, and I was just playing it, listening to the music, because that is some banging music.
Yeah.
They are some bangers. It slaps. I read quite a lot of comics this week.
No, any standout issues? I still haven't gone to the comic book. I will by next week be up to date.
So the big thing to come out was, I think not this week, but the week before, was Ninja Turtles: The Last Ronin #2.
Okay.
And in this issue, we see how spoilers if you've not read it. We see how Raphael dies, and he's brutal. He's just
stab himself in the eye with his side.
Nah, he's just fucking everyone up, and it's great. It's proper brutal. And we have like this. It's funny because the first issue was drawn by Eastman, and then this, I think it was anyway, and then this issue seems to be drawn by someone else. But then we have a really good flashback scene that's in black and white, where Michelangelo, again spoiler, he's the one that survives. He's talking about how he what he did after the turtles died and stuff, and that was done by Eastman, which is really cool. Yeah, that's one of the best comics at the moment, man. I love that. And Keanu Reeves did Berserker.
Yes, I haven't gotten hold of one issue of that yet, but is it any good?
It's the first issue just come out, and if I was to sum it up, it's Vandal Savage crossed with Wolverine, crossed with John Wick.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think it's going to be, how like a lot of Image Comics and Boom Studio Comics and stuff, they're almost storyboards for a movie or something. Yeah. So I think he's clearly had this idea, and he's like, right, I can't get this as a film yet, but let's get it in a comic, and hopefully we can get enough interest.
And does it work? I've read the synopsis on it, right? And my only issue with it is this. It sounds like the Keanu Reeves version of Deadpool. Immortal warrior, can't be killed.
No, it's you know Vandal Savage. He was like a caveman,
Mm.
and he's like lived. This is basically you find out at the end of it. He remembers his birth, and he was like born as a caveman.
Okay.
80,000 years ago or something. So he's lived every part of civilization, and he's being used as a weapon in exchange for they're going to work out how he can die. So, I mean, I'm hooked already. The first issue was quick and easy to run. It was very Frank Miller vibes. Lots of brutal, lots of blood, lots of people,
who's the
some
artist
teeth.
on it? It's John Rottimer, isn't it? Is he Junior? Is the artist on that one?
I don't. Is it John Romita?
It looked like his art. It may not.
It was sort of like it looks a bit like it. I don't think it is him. I think it's someone else.
Really? Let me just take a look because
Matt Kint.
All right, his art looks very much like Well, no, good. No, it's something I might check out at some point.
I mean, it took me 5 minutes to read it, man. It's not an intense. You know what I mean? It's not like an intense story. Well, at the moment, it's just like a lot of blood, a lot of violence. But yeah, it's fun. And I mean, this is gonna be a film. I don't see how it won't be. You know what I mean?
Doesn't sound like something you'll pay money for, Dave. Hey. Oh, Dave, you're on mute. Dave, you're on mute.
I lost my connection.
I know. I'm sick of you still.
I literally lost the whole of my connection.
Oh, you're back. You're back. Yeah.
No, I'm back. That's why I was on mute.
That's all right. Is that something you'll pay for?
For what? I was last time I heard we was listening to Ninja Turtles.
Oh no! All right, okay, all right. Well, we'll look.
It's okay. I'll listen back later on. And, I'll give my view next week.
That's what the only comic book I've been reading most regularly has been Hellraiser, Constantine.
Oh, that's always good though.
At the moment, that is on absolute fire. A lot of it's set in the UK, and it's very political, very raw, and it doesn't hold back. So if you just want some sort of proper, like, you know, it's a punk of comic books at the moment, and it reads quite well. So that would be the only comic I've been reading regularly at the moment, and hopefully I'll get back to more in the next couple of weeks. Now, it's come to that time of the show where we get to discuss WandaVision. Now, this episode hit on Friday. It was less than an hour. It was only like 50 minutes, I think, of actual show. And again, I don't know why Disney does that. I think it's probably you tell the story you tell, and we're not worried about times. But I still think they could have done a lot more with it. But before I get deep into my theories, which may get off the edge, chaps, what did you think? Do you want to go first, Dave? How did you
go first. I always go first.
Mike, did you want to jump in there? Or
look, should we just say, like, I enjoyed it?
Yeah.
You guys enjoy it?
Yeah,
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, like, and I think it's like we were saying, like, the journey's been fun, hasn't it? Just guessing, you know, like the mad guesses we were all making. Like, you go on YouTube and, like, mate, some of you are pulling some shit out of the air for some of it. Like, and I think it's just fun, like, to have that conversation each week, that water cooler moment, you know. And I'm happy how it ended with her, like, as the Scarlet Witch. On a mountain that people are already saying, oh, it might be this mountain. Look, mate, it's just a mountain. Just calm down for now. Yeah.
No, it's the mountain from her homeland.
Oh, it's just a mountain at this moment, man.
No,
like, honestly,
because there's a statue and all this, and there's a flag, and she's on the other side of that lake.
Just honestly, man. Like, I've enjoyed the journey. I think, you know, a lot of the fan theories people were having about Mephisto or Nightmare and stuff could still be valid. It set up something fun. I really enjoyed the fight with the two visions and them having a philosophical debate about replacing.
But where did he go?
Like, he obviously had a memory
He just
dump.
up and left. We went, see ya.
I reckon he had all his memory come back at once, and then he just had to go process it.
Yeah.
You know, and all the stuff that happened in a short space of time, didn't it?
Yeah.
And I'm Agatha Harkness. It's just one of my favorite MCU villains. I'm really glad they didn't kill her off. I would have been upset if they killed her off. Yeah.
Oh, she'll be back. I reckon.
Oh yeah, she's just one of the best characters they've ever put into it.
She'll be back in the sequel because I
never found Jimmy Woo's missing person.
We
never found Jimmy Woo's missing person.
I see. This is why, you know, the rumors they're saying there's a secret episode. Yeah.
Well, there might be. There's an empty week now, isn't there?
I just feel like I feel like it has to, because there's so many. Like, what's going to happen to Monica? Who's the missing FBI?
Well, Monica's gone up to go and see Nick Fury, hasn't she?
Well, yeah, but we've not seen that happen. Where maybe that's just going to be left for another film. The fact that Darcy jumped out so quickly was a bit weird.
Yeah, she just
for like no debrief. And like, I think maybe like Darcy and Vision have gone off on a little road trip. Maybe that's what we see.
Maybe because his last contact before thing was with her, so that might be the reason why. Okay, let me jump in quickly again, guys. Stop me if I'm going too far, too crazy in my speculation. Again, I enjoyed it. I think it was a brilliant start of something. Which I think all these Disney MCU films are going to be more of than the Star Wars stuff, because they've quite honestly gone, Star Wars is going to be televised. That's going to be where the big stuff happens now for Star Wars, and films will be something else.
Well, the next film is 2023, isn't it?
Yeah. The MCU, however, is like, they'll start off stories and they'll start things off, but it's not going to be where all the big stuff happens.
Yeah, I want to see the big action on the big screen. I want to see like Mephisto and the Seven Rings of Hell. You know, that'll be cool. I think you're right there. I think they've definitely planted the seed for something, haven't they?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think this is why it's going to, I think, work. Now, I think the missing person is probably still going to play a part, but we won't find out till Doctor Strange when he gets involved, because that's whenever Doctor Strange gets involved, that town's going to be where he's going. I think the possibilities for this series are the implications are massive for the MCU. Not only did they introduce magic and witches, the Sentinel Project, right, which is the project that hunts down mutants, which we all remember from the cartoon and the rest of it. Yeah, this is where it begins. Because they rebuilt Vision. They know how to build robots now. They may not have the Vision anymore and the vibranium, but they can duplicate exactly what they did.
I think that's good, really. Yeah, so they reverse engineered him. So maybe it might not be as efficient and eloquent, but you're definitely going to have the start of the Sentinel program. Yeah, I can see that.
Begins in. The whole thing with mutants and time and magic. This is why when the X-Men get introduced, they would have always been there, I reckon, because whatever Scarlet Witch is doing now is going to affect the Marvel Universe long term. Because she's going through the whole of Darkhold. Some crazy shit's going to go down.
She's doing her Doctor Strange moves, isn't she?
Yeah. Which I didn't even click onto the first time. I thought that was her. No, well, I was watching it and I see her walk into the cabin. But then I didn't click that was her in her spirit form.
Yeah.
Because normally when Doctor Strange does it,
when he was sleeping.
Yeah. But she's awake and she's doing that. Woo, split personality or something like that. It's going down. But so yeah, you've got the start of the Sentinel Project in there. You've got the mutants being introduced. You've got the multiverse being made clear because it's on the other page of that book. When Agnes opens up the book and says she's Scarlet Witch. The other side of the book had the multiverse.
Yeah, I saw.
Look at you, Hawkeye.
Yeah. No, I got that from YouTube. I'm not gonna lie. I ain't that special. And I reckon also you've got the because Spider-Man's next film, and that we've been told is possibly going to be multi-universal as well. And that's where I think Agnes is probably going to pop up next. Because there's no reason why Spider-Man at that moment is traveling through different universes. And I reckon it's going to have something to do with that town and something to do with Agnes. Now, the other big thing that I'm going to go for
Yeah.
is that town is going to be more important in the long term than, again, people realize. They have a town full of people that now hate superheroes and hate Agnes. And I think you're going to see characters from that town pop up again and be part of the, if you will, the initial Anti-Mutant Registration Act. So this is where the Sentinel Project will stem out of. They're not never going to use those actors again.
Did you get this off YouTube as well?
No, this is all Curtis. But I reckon this is where you're going to see the birth of the anti-mutant sentiment and anti-superhero sentiment, and that's also where all the Sentinel Project stems out from. But a lot of these people were very damaged, and you just have to look at what happened with Zemo. Because remember, Zemo was born out of what happened in Sokovia, right? And this is how important WandaVision thing is. It didn't deliver on what everybody wanted. So Doctor Strange didn't pop up. Well, who else was going to? At one point, the entire X-Men cast was going to pop up.
MCU
right?
was going to pop up, weren't they?
Yeah.
I also do you reckon Pietro is Ralph Boner? Because I just don't see it.
Well, who is Ralph Boner?
Yeah, I don't think it is. I think that's got to be more.
This Ralph Boner business.
I'm with you there, and only just because, again, nobody identified him. Everybody else was identified in their town apart from Agnes, and Thing didn't know who Ralph was,
and
so
Dottie.
he could have been identified.
Yeah, and Dottie was just like a red herring, wasn't she?
She was a red herring, but again, I think she'll come in the next couple of films. You'll see that start to.
Because wasn't she in like Buffy and stuff?
Was she?
Yeah, she was Anya in Buffy.
Yeah.
Oh, you see, it gets even better and better. I think it's going to be mad. I think you're going to have a few big announcements coming up. One of them being whatever they do with Ghost Rider, Blade.
I think they need to bring, if they're talking about Mephisto and multiverse and the devil and all this kind of stuff, they need to bring Ghost Rider in. Yeah. The
problem is the Chinese market. I don't know what the situation is with Disney, but the Chinese market is so important to them that if they introduce characters like Mephisto,
but
run into problems.
We just change, Mephisto can be Nightmare or something, can't it?
Oh yeah, Disney works on it out. It just depends how much effort they're willing to put into it. But we shall see in terms of that. But no, I think that's how big I think this WandaVision episode was. They've introduced so much possibility that I think it will play out in the next, not 3-4 years. You're going to see it all start to play out.
What are they going to show this week?
Nothing.
Well, apparently it's the
secret episode.
Oh, I really hope so.
I doubt it. They've already announced the Marvel behind the scenes thing.
Imagine if it's behind the scenes, but it's just behind the scenes of what happened after WandaVision.
Maybe. I just know. I'm not speculating on that. I've been wrong every single time.
Isn't there like a missing hour somewhere?
It would be nice. Well, I heard there was going to be 2 hours. I heard that episode was meant to be 2 hours long. That's what all the leaks were coming out and saying. That's what the great Grace Randolph was saying, who I've known, who usually she's close to like spot on in terms of her speculating, although she has got it wrong on many an occasion. But I can't even who knows? It'd be nice, and an hour more would be great. Especially just Doctor Strange. Why couldn't
it just seemed so rushed, and then it just stopped?
Yeah. It would, and why wouldn't Doctor Strange turn up? Why wouldn't any of the wizards have turned up at that point? Because surely they must have known she was expelling a lot of power.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it was in Jersey. It's down the road from New York. Well, why didn't somebody go, I can smell some Darkhold. Do you know what I mean? Even Wong would have been good. I get it, because they wanted, this was about Scarlet Witch. And it had to be about her and her power and her growth. But at the same time, I'm like, just somebody in the credits. Doctor Strange turns up in a town and
well, that's what I thought they were going to do. They were going to go through the cabin and he would have been in there reading the book. But yeah, it wasn't the case.
I thought it was going to be her knocking on the door of the Santon. Like, hello, can I interest you in a book?
That would have been really, really good. I would have gone for that. Or even Dave's idea that actually it's Doctor Strange going bonkers. And he's the one who creates the multiverse of madness. Because it would be a nice touch to not have the lady go bonkers. Just because she's really powerful. And I think that would be quite a nice touch. And I hope it doesn't end up her just being mad. Dark Phoenix style.
It is. That's what's going to happen. It's going to be the Phoenix versus the Mad Scarlet Witch.
And I want them to rename her Scarlet Bitch because I think that suits her much better. As opposed to Witch. Because she's badass. I'm sorry. She just literally, right, takes on Agnes, right? And then just when you think she's beat, she's like, oh, no. I learn quickly. And then, not only should she beat her down, she's like, do you know what? I'm going to make it so you have to be a nosy neighbor for the rest of your life. That's superb. That's badass. So yeah, I'll always call her Scarlet Bitch as a term of endearment. Any more guesses out there, gents? Did you does that sound about right? Does it hold bode well for the future?
Yeah, it's a good setting. It's a good foundation, isn't it?
It's not going to happen though.
Well, if it did, I'd be writing for Marvel, wouldn't I? Hey, my idea is that great. Happen. You never know. But what was your favorite bit of the entire series, boys? What was a bit that really made it? When did it start to happen for you? Did it, even though it was different from a lot of Marvel stuff, do you think it still holds up well?
Well, I think the last episode was very marvelous. Very like New York and the Avengers, wasn't it? It went a bit crazy. Everyone fighting everyone.
I liked
it from day one.
I just like the fact we didn't know what was happening. It kept us on our toes, didn't it? It was fun. It was fun going through the sitcoms and trying to work out what was going on. When she turned on Monica like that, and then you started seeing the jigsaw pieces coming together. They did something that's not really been done in a way.
They've opened up two things now, haven't they? They've opened up Monica Rambeau's story, and they've opened up the Scarlet Witch story.
Yeah.
And Monica Rambeau. God damn, I love that
story.
I'll be interested to see where Vision pops up next.
Well, he might turn up in the Winter Soldier in a couple of weeks' time.
He's so badass if he did. I've been sent to kill you. No, that'd be cool. I think my guess is that he'll probably turn up in the next Doctor Strange. I'll put money on it that he'll probably turn up there to deal with Scarlet Witch.
Yeah.
Do you reckon
he's for a spanner in the works, didn't he?
He did indeed, man. Yo, a lot of people were upset with him because he was like, he's
the greatest person I've worked with. But you also said, it was really great to work with this guy. I've always wanted to work with him.
That was funny. Completely did the wall everyone out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the lady who played Agnes, apparently they're putting her up for Emmys. Catherine Han. They interviewed her, and I love the fact she's not on social media, so she's got no grasp of how big it's become. Especially that song. It was out for After All, which is apparently in the singles charts.
Yeah, I fucking love that. It's so great.
Mike still spent 20 quid now.
Right, so next up in the Marvel stock is going to be, let's see, what time are we at, gentlemen? Right, so next up in the Marvel stock, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, right? Do you think it'll hold a candle to this? Because it looks like much more classic Marvel fare than this was. Do you think it will hold up well? Because, this is the first outing where Falcon and Winter Soldier have had their own project. There's no Captain America. So I know Chris Evans told it up with his cheeky 30s American charm. You got these two lads who so far in the trailer hate each other. Do you reckon
It
they'll be
looks
able
like
to
they're
last
gonna.
for 6
I reckon
episodes?
they look like they're gonna bounce off each other.
I think they make quite a good couple, but
It looks like it's gonna be. It looks like it's gonna be quite comedy.
Yeah, I've got like real sort of like Tango and Cash vibes.
Yeah, I was getting like The Rock versus Kevin Hart vibes, stuff like that. Sort of stuff.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think it'd be cool if they do like but it's just a buddy cop thing.
Yeah.
I think that's fun. And also because we've had the weird and wonderful sort of WandaVision,
Yeah.
I think people will be quite happy for that kind of dynamic. Because they'd be like,
some
right,
explosions now.
we don't have to guess what's going on. We're not going to be looking deeply into stuff. It'd be, it'd be cool to see some action scenes. I'd like to see some cool spy shit. Like them and
Yes,
they're gonna be in
get lots of that.
Mandapore, aren't they? So it'd be cool if we get some of that sort of Winter Soldier vibe of him being a spy, and then Sam trying to be a spy but fucking it up, and that would be fun.
Out, yeah.
I think just Tango and Cash it, mate. That's gonna be fun.
Yeah. And in terms of speculation, Mandapore is famous for a few reasons inside the Marvel universe. One, it's a criminal state, but also it's the stomping ground of a certain six-fingered knife dude called Wolverine.
I don't think we're going to see Wolverine. No.
Am I taking it too far? The dream.
I mean,
I'm mad to that's a dream.
I think they need to. No, I mean, you need to be.
Just
like Reed
was the professor, right?
Yeah. Nah, I think keep it as a criminal state, yeah, and then naturally mutants will end up there because then they won't get policed as much, will they? So you can have one without the other.
What about you, Dave? Am I dreaming too much?
I want Deadpool to turn up.
Well, again, Deadpool's a mutant. So is he going to appear before the rest of the X-Men, or is it just going to be like whatever? And where are the X-Men going to appear? I've heard they've announced mutants.
Yeah, they said it's just called mutants at first. That's all they've got right now. So I think we're very
it's gonna be a long time.
We're very far away from what should we call it?
They'll be introducing the Fantastic Four before everyone else.
Yeah, second that, yeah.
It'll be on what the fact. Well, yeah, but I don't know.
And that won't be introduced until Spider-Man at the very earliest.
What's that? The Fantastic Four.
Yeah,
because it's all in New York, isn't it? So,
but didn't they mention the Fantastic Four already? Well, because they said they lost a group of astronauts, and I was presuming that was the actual Fantastic Four.
Well, I thought it was as well, but it could well be, but you just won't know until
later on.
Spider-Man.
This is exciting times. All right. So, any guesses on when the X-Men are going to appear? So, do you think it will just be in the film The Mutants?
2025.
Or because we've got what? We've got Black Panther. You've got Fantastic Four. You've got Blade. You've got Doctor Strange. You've got Spider-Man. Do you reckon that? Because it's a massive property. You got the Eternals as well. I reckon the Eternals.
That's probably when the Eternals will probably be.
At least mentioned, because mutants are a derivative of the Eternals as well. But
I think somehow it's going to be linked into Eternals and something to do with Atlantis.
Okay.
So you know how they hinted about Atlantis in Black Panther, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I think that might be it. I think you might get a little bit of a gateway to. I don't think they're going to do one big reveal. I think it's going to be lots of little things, and then it will be Capramo.
Oh my god! I can't wait.
Well, like this one ended with like three or four different stories opening up. So
it's nice not to know what's going to happen, isn't it? Because with the Infinity War, it was all very, this is going to be a stone, that's going to happen. This stone does a thing. They've got to stop this stone, Now it's like, we don't know what's going to happen.
It's just a free game. What comics should we pick up this week?
Yeah, they're just going to, they've got anything they want to do, haven't they?
Do you reckon Marvel's going to keep going at this point in this sort of style? Because obviously, the one thing WandaVision's shown us is that the fans are rabid for anything new to happen in Marvel. And although WandaVision was, I think they gave it a lot of leeway. and allowed it to grow as a thing. Do you reckon Marvel's going to be able to keep doing that with fans?
Well, it was different, wasn't it? Nothing. It hasn't been done before.
Yeah.
Mm.
And also, like, you keep on experimenting with different genres. Just because it's Marvel doesn't
Yeah.
mean there has to be a big Michael Bay sort of thing. You know, it can be a bit smaller and a bit more character driven.
Mm.
You know, it's like, you know, go a bit more horror of things, or, you know, Christ, you know, do like a rom-com with someone or something. You know, like, you know, there's so many genres of films you could do that you could just do your own little spin of it, but it's Marvel.
There's one genre I know they can't do. Unfortunately,
What?
musical.
Well, I don't think we need to see Wolverine singing "Get Me to the Church on Time."
Everything's tried that so far. They sung in Buffy. They sung in Family Guy. They've done quite a lot. All these different programs.
They should have done a musical episode of WandaVision. That would have been great.
I know.
I
I
would
honestly
turn it off.
thought they were going to do one.
Yeah.
No, I honestly thought they were going to go and do one because it would have made a lot of sense for there to be a musical episode. Because especially with 90s comedies, it became a bit of a tradition.
Didn't they do that with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. though?
Yes.
And it flopped dramatically.
I don't think I ever saw the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. one, but that is an
I think
episode
it
of
was on
Agents of
season
S.H.I.E.L.D.
6.
I'm going to have to go back now and watch because I know they've got one coming up in Lucifer. In its final season, there's a musical episode for that one. But no, I no, I haven't seen that. I might have to go back and watch that for Agents.
It's either that or I dreamt it.
Oh, well, that one's out of the episode. I guess it's just porn.
Yeah.
And apart from that,
I'm gonna look it up. I swear they did.
And apparently, Kevin Smith cried over the last episode of WandaVision.
Oh, he cried. He cries open. He cries opening a packet of crisps. You know.
But that makes me so happy that somebody enjoys entertainment that much. And have you seen the Saquon version of Vision memes going round? They put a bandana and a gold chain on him, and it's like, no man, I ain't seeing Wonder no more. Oh, beautiful. There you go, chill out. So it's the most simplest of things make me laugh. Right, where are we at? Right, gentlemen, it's a time of the evening again. Unless there's any more news, obviously, but I think we're out. Unless you want to talk about Meghan Markle, which seems to have taken up. There is not a story on my feed that is not about them.
Well, that's on now, isn't it?
Yeah,
so
there's one mention of Raya.
Maybe you could talk about it next week, and I'll just switch off that episode.
Yeah, he'll lose connectivity then, won't he?
Yeah.
No, I won't do that to you. God damn. Oh, yeah. No, but I think that's it. It's been a blast as always, gentlemen. I think next week, again, there's no Marvel next week. There's the behind the scenes. Unless Disney just drops something big, we'll be back. I'll be back with a review with Raya. And I may even watch because I think Wonder Woman's out on rental now. I think so. I may rent this out or not. We shall see as it goes with these things. But there's no plans. Oh, like Pepe Le Pew's probably been banned. Warner Brothers are like we're not using the character anymore.
Because he's part of Me Too. Told you this.
Well, no, he's a filthy he's when he sees
tries
this
to touch everyone.
He's a bit of an animal. But yeah, that's definitely gone. There's no more there. But yeah, it's going to be quite weak. So we'll do some reviews. And again, I should be in with the comic book reviews. And I think as we'll get that poster finished as well for our logo. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of another successful episode of The Boys from Bossk. I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. And if you've got any questions or things you want us to raise, just put them at the bottom of the podcast, and or email me at cj@thenewestablishment.co.uk. As always, you will find our podcast on iTunes or anywhere else where you listen to podcasts. And me, Dave, and Mike will be back. Or am I calling you DJ Bosco? Because I do like
DJ Bosco this week.
You are now christened DJ Bosco from now on.
I'll have a new name next week.
No. You're now DJ Bosco. That's
it. No going back.
Oh. Yeah. It's very rare.
He's going to be MC Bosco.
We'll see. But yeah, we'll go for that and see what happens. But gentlemen, it's been a blast. Ladies and gentlemen, have a nice night.